Welcome to the exciting and new podcast. This is a mini. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Ryan.
And I'm Logan.
What?
After all this time, we get Logan.
Wow.
You may have seen him, you may have heard him, but
Now you get my opinions as well. Now you get my thoughts.
Yes. Logan's been our part-time sponsor on TikTok.
Social media star.
Yes.
Social media star, yes. Which it's
We
been
miss
a long
you
time.
doing those, man.
It's been a long time. We finally dragged him into the basement for an actual podcast.
We actually got more traffic when we had you doing our...
We had at least people saying like, "Oh my god, I love that thing that Logan's doing." I'm like, "Are you listening to the podcast?" Oh no, I'm not doing that.
That's for our podcast? He's doing that for our
I thought
podcast?
Logan was just being silly, being like, "Watch Fast Times at Ridgemont."
We had someone to download 50 episodes today from Florence.
Florence, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Florence,
I don't know
New
any.
Jersey.
You didn't tell
That
anybody?
wasn't you?
I did not tell anybody. I've told a couple of my friends.
I listened to it on YouTube, and I went on YouTube today and listened to the mini and both Rumblefish for the first time today, and both of them already had a like.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
Which wasn't me.
I did not. I've never
But
gone to.
I
our
gave it a like,
YouTube.
so now they have 2 likes. But I mean, I was surprised that it already had a like.
Yeah.
Like, who would have done that? So
I'll go there and like it.
We only
I
have,
won't
we have
listen on
12
YouTube.
subscribers, so it's one of them.
We have 12
possibly.
subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, we're
Can we
about-
see who they are?
We're I don't know if we can see who they are. We're 888 away from being able to monetize. I think you need 1,000.
I was gonna say, what
Is
are
that
we
what
at?
we need,
120.
If it's 1,000, it might be more because we only have 12 subscribers.
Now,
So
can I listen to it
subscribe to us
1,000
on
times?
YouTube, people?
I'll just have it
be on
playing.
1,000 different accounts.
Yeah. I don't think too many people listen on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't listen to any of my podcasts.
It's good that
on
you're
YouTube.
doing it.
I'm just trying to get us subscribers up there.
No, that's
you know?
all good. I'll go
Get
on
on-
there and like it.
Get on people's the For You pages. I just started re-listening to all the podcasts. I stopped when you guys were doing the Halloween extravaganza. I stopped
that
on
was
the
fun. That was fun.
the Halloween 3, was it? That's the last podcast I listened
3
to.
more
So
days
then
till Halloween.
That one, I love
3
that
more days
intro.
till Halloween.
Silver Shamrock.
Yeah.
But
I had to turn away from you.
I know. I would have
You
failed.
used to be my
I would've
guy.
Like, I would have been like, what?
He used to be my guy. He would have been
He
like,
would have waved at you.
I'm just surprised that Brian knew the words.
I was looking, I was like, I have that on my the
Do you have it?
missing
You just
card.
Oh, the missing card.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just started re-listening to all the. Trying to catch up because when you guys invited me, I was like, oh, I got to get prepared.
He's been invited for a while.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
this is our 99th podcast.
When I offered,
It was a standing invitation.
when I offered myself to this podcast, I was like, well, now I just got to get prepared. I got to get back into that mentality.
And this is the movie. No,
Mini.
not yet.
This is the mini.
This is the mini you couldn't wait to be on.
Oh,
is what
yeah.
you're saying.
The movie will be our 100th.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pop that
It's
champagne.
I can't believe it's our 100th episode, and you're on for that, man.
I
That's
know.
exciting and new.
I didn't even plan that. I knew it. I counted all the episodes. I was like, I'm going to be on the 100th episode.
I'm sure Brian miscounted. This is probably our 103rd or 4th.
Oh, yeah.
How many people
be
here
like
watched the Chris Rock special this week?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was the
didn't
night of
It was last week.
our
when we recorded.
podcast.
Yeah.
We were supposed to watch that together, and then medical issues caused us not to watch it.
I had to go home and get medically taken care of.
Did you watch it, Lau?
I did not. I've been watching more stand-up comedians. So I started watching like Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle and
Okay.
George Carlin. Whatever's on really Netflix. That's
Yeah.
kind of my main platform.
I think
stand-up
they.
comedian.
I think they control all the stand-up comedy
Yeah.
nowadays, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
I've
most
seen
of it,
them
yeah.
take a lot off, but I have not listened to
Oh,
Chris Rock.
They're taking stuff off now.
Well, like, I mean, I know, like, one of the guys I watch, Gabriel Iglesias, like, they've taken a couple specials off.
Fluffy?
I wonder if they like
He's huge.
just
man.
rotate
I mean,
stuff in and
he's
out.
huge. Like, he does
Oh, yeah.
stadiums.
He's
I love
very
him.
big. Yeah,
He's great.
Yeah, the new Chris Rock special was very good.
I enjoyed it a lot, especially the last 10 minutes or
10,
so.
15 minutes was all bash and will, but
Yeah, and he bashed him really well. My favorite parts of that was when he said, everybody called him a bitch. Charlemagne called him a bitch. Everybody called him a bitch. This person called him a bitch.
And
just the way he did bitch like
you were
5
just-
times in a row.
you were
was
just
so
waiting
perfect.
and saying like, Jason's been calling him a bitch for 30 years.
I really
Did
have.
he do a joke about Will Smith at all?
The last
10
15 minutes is
yeah.
all bash and Will Smith. Really bashing Jada more than Will, but like
And he bashed them both, but yeah, he brought the whole sex,
the
her having
fucking
sex
thing and
with
stuff
her
like that.
son's
Yeah.
friend or whatever, or like some
What?
rapper. Yeah.
It's his son's.
And then having
his son's friend. Yeah,
she has that talk show that she does on Facebook or whatever, and she had Will on her show, and she asked him about that, her having sex with another guy. What did he feel about that?
Damn.
I thought they had like an open relationship. I thought
They do. If they do, they don't need to be airing his, that she emasculated him, right?
Anybody can say that. No one really does.
Right, that's being cuckolded.
Yeah.
I saw.
How does it cook?
Jimmy Kimmel tweeted that he's starting to hit the gym because he's going to be the host of the Oscars this year. So if any celebrity tries to come up, he'll be ready. So then there was all these memes of like, it was all these memes of like The Rock coming up to the stage. And,
you need The Rock to be the host. Just be like,
nobody's coming up to The Rock, right? Yeah.
So the Chris Rock thing was great. Mando season 3, episode 2. Did you watch it?
I did. Yes,
it's good. I mean, it's
been slow.
It's they need to get there. They need to get to the thing they're doing. It's fine.
Seems slow. It's fun. I've been enjoying it.
It's a
Filoni and Favreau haven't let me down.
It is a live action cartoon for sure. It feels so cartoony, and I know most of it's CGI, so it's probably cartoony anyway.
And there has been some very cartoon elements, especially with the robots and little things, creatures and stuff like that.
Whenever they go to what's her face's name, Amy Sedaris. Whenever they go to Tatooine and they it feels like it's one big yuck fest.
It's supposed, it's supposed to be it's like slapstick to almost a point.
The Greedos and the Jawas and the droids are all just like yucking it up, and I'm like, okay, that's fine.
She speaks Jawiese.
She does. She said Untiti, I think, at one point.
She did. Untiti. You watching or no?
I've only watched one thing this week.
The South Korean.
They had the South Korean Oscars.
It was called Beauty Inside, and it's about this.
No. Where's it from?
South Korea.
Okay.
It's about this woman who, for 1 week out of every month, she changes into somebody else. You know, she physically changes.
Does she get to pick who she chooses?
No, it's just all.
So it's like Quantum Leapish a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. And then the male lead is he can't recognize faces. He has some disease, and he can't recognize faces. So he can't walk by his mom and not recognize her, and that's the kind of weird part. But it's a good show.
So does the girl have the same mind as the girl?
Oh yeah, it's
just
her
in a different.
She's
body?
just in a different. She'll turn into an old man, a little boy.
So does she go to her job as that same?
She's an actress. She's a really famous actress.
So how long is she in the
It's
body?
kind of tough on her.
And
she
what happens
disappears for a month?
Yeah, what happens to her body? Like just like sitting on the couch, like in a comatose?
No, she literally just changes into someone else.
So no one knows where she is.
Is it like in her sleep?
She's just
no. She'll feel it coming on, and then she's called
acting?
a runaway actress because whenever she's out and she starts feeling she's going to change, she just bolts. So she'll be like at an awards show, and like that's the first opening thing.
Like that's her thing.
At an award show, she feels it, and she gets the award. She's going up to accept it, and then just turns around and runs out. She dives into her minivan, which her manager drives, and she immediately turns into like
so her manager knows
250-pound guy.
Her manager,
her manager knows.
So she's
is it good?
Yeah, it's really good.
That sounds interesting.
I'm watching it with Christine.
I don't think I'll watch it.
Yeah, I don't think I'll watch it either.
I'm not watching any of this South Korean shit. I mean, I'm not saying that it's all shit because Parasite was awesome, but
the last show, that Halloween show, one of the girls from Parasite, the younger daughter, was in that. She was the lead.
There's too much stuff with American.
The Cinderella show.
I mean, our algorithms are just so what? I mean, just not even opposite. It's just
Connor and Brady just walk and they see what's on and they just walk away.
I'm glad that Brady does that. I'm glad Brady does that. Connor, I can understand, but Brady, I'm glad.
Yeah, he does.
I'm glad.
Even with Christine in there, can't entice him.
I'm sorry for Christine. Lo, you watching anything fun?
The only thing that I watched recently was the newest season of Outer Banks, which is on Netflix, season 3.
V at work talks about that when she's watching that.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun. I mean, they're always fun. It's kind of like the premise is like a gold hunt, like a treasure hunt.
Based on a book?
No, I think it's just like it's kind of like The Outsiders in a way where it's Pogues versus Kooks and poor side versus rich side, and there's gold in somewhere on the island in Outer Banks, and they're trying to find it. But this season, they had to travel to Barbados and whatever.
So 3 seasons in, they haven't found the gold yet?
Well, every season there's a new treasure.
Okay.
There's a new hunt. So like
I didn't know it was a treasure hunt. I've never been explained this at all, and I know you and Mom watch this all the time.
I hear people talking about it.
I've never heard treasure hunt. I just heard like teen angst. I was like,
yeah, it sounds like a show that's right up my alley.
It does.
But you would never see it.
It's really
It's not Korean right now.
I mean, me and my friend watched. It came out last Saturday. I forget when it came out exactly. We finished it in a night. All 10 episodes.
He watches it dubbed in Korean.
I mean, the only person I think you would know from the show is the girl that plays Sarah. She's in that the new Knives Out movie. She plays Dave Bautista's girlfriend, Pepper.
She's got a weird name.
Oh, yeah.
The blonde one. Yeah, Madeline Klein. She's in that. And then the dad is...
Not Madeline Kahn, Catherine Hahn, right?
Madeline Klein.
Madeline
Klein. He said Madeline Kahn. I thought he said. I got confused. I was like, because I thought of our shirt here.
And then the dad is from Whose Line Is It Anyway? What's his name? Charles Easton.
I was really going to hope you're going to say Ryan Stiles.
No.
Colin Mockery.
Colin Mockery. That's what I like.
I think he goes by Chuck.
Is it the guy with the black hair, kind of like almost like not a crew cut, but like
it looks like a normal
regular looking dude
like us.
Yeah,
I don't think any of us look like regular looking dudes.
No.
Michelle and I finished. Oh, okay, yeah. Michelle and I finished Blackbird season 1.
Nice.
That's a
really good show.
Yeah, that's a good watch. That's a good watch.
I recommend that one as well.
I don't know if there's going to be. I don't think there's a season 2.
It was based on a true story, so I don't think there's much more to tell about that story.
That falls into the same kind of categories that I put something like True Detective season 1 and The Night of, where it's just a really good one-off story about one crime told over, 8 or 12 episodes, whatever it takes to tell the story. Really good.
6 in this case for Blackbird.
6 to 12 episodes. Yeah, right.
Is it dubbed or subbed?
It can be dubbed into English and subtitled. I watch it English subtitles with English people speaking English words.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
What would you need it to be?
You guys always have the subtitles on.
Yeah, I do that all the time now too. You get a lot more out of it. I'm telling you.
Mom and I are old, dude. We have to see what they're talking about.
They're talking to the remote, subtitles on, and then it doesn't listen. Like captions on, captions on. They're like,
we are that old couple
I
that
don't do the voice acting.
What?
I don't do the voice activation. I just do it on screen. I do it.
That's Mom's favorite. Just use the voice.
We are a sad old couple. It's true.
I have a really hard time figuring out what's going on if I don't have subtitles on.
I think subtitles add an extra layer. Like there are some times where people are talking, they'll say a word. I'm like, oh, that just went by. I don't know what they're talking about.
English, like if they're British. Oh my God!
I'm talking about American people speaking American with New Jersey accents, and I have trouble.
Sometimes.
I'm like, what did they just say?
It's
I don't
really
know what's
tough
happening.
sometimes, man.
Yeah, sometimes it is. Sometimes the audio mixing is not that good.
I mean, Michelle was struggling with Rumblefish last week. She's like, "What are they talking about?" I'm like, "This
Everybody
is
struggled
English."
with Rumblefish.
Rumblefish was a bad movie.
It was not a good example.
Who said that? I watched History of the World Part 2, all 8 episodes this week. I watched
the first episode. And not because I didn't enjoy it.
I think it's fun and really funny. There's so many people, and I'm not even going to begin to tell you who's in it because everybody's in it.
There are a lot of people in it. I mean, I guess
what's it on?
Hulu. The main ones are Nick Kroll, Ike Barinholtz, and Wanda Sykes. I guess they're the 3 that kind of created it. Obviously, Mel Brooks created it, but they're the 3 that kind of show run it. I think.
Did you see Rasp Ass yet?
I saw that. Yes, because that's Johnny Knoxville, right?
Yeah,
Johnny Knoxville's Rasputin. Yeah. And as Mel Brooks says, who would have thought he would have been my favorite Putin? There were some. I mean, it is. I only saw the first episode, so I can't grade it on the whole thing. There were some skits that worked, some skits that didn't work, and that's going to always happen. I think that's my biggest problem.
That's basically what this is. It's a sketch show, and it's got a lot of current themes. So it made me think they could do this every year.
Yeah, I think my biggest problem with it overall, without having seen all of it, is that when I look at History of the World Part 1, it's like 3 things. It's Roman times, it's French Revolution, and it's the Inquisition.
The Inquisition.
And then there's a few little like, Moses things thrown in there in the middle here, but like short.
Of course.
And this seems like it's like, I mean, that first one's, is it an hour long or a half hour long?
Half hour.
And there were like 8 segments in a half hour. I'm like, man, maybe they should have like
they continue the segments though too, because it'll continue on. Like
and I could tell like the
Civil War,
the Russian Civil War one seemed to pop up a couple times with the Jewish family.
Yeah.
It
goes all the way through, so you're going to get some that go all the way through the whole.
And that's all fine. But I feel like I would have been a little happier if they had just like taken like maybe the best 4 and distilled them down to one movie. I know, man. I know.
Too many guest stars. That's why.
Man, the longer you make it, the less I like it, and I haven't watched enough of it to say I don't like it yet.
I think it was perfect this way because I think because it hit current themes, I think that makes it better.
Okay,
because you got a lot of like Jackass. There's a Curb Your Enthusiasm. There's like The Bachelor, shit like that. They play on all that shit, but with history.
I would recommend watching it only because I've seen one and I laughed. There's one, the Karma Sutra one. Was insane. Like I was crying. I was
very,
laughing
very
so
funny.
Hard. Yeah.
That was a very funny sketch.
So watch it. Hulu, History of the World
I'll
Part 2.
definitely watch it.
Yep.
And Mel Brooks is in it. Mel Brooks is the narrator.
And he does other things.
I mean,
he does some other things
He
too.
comes in at the beginning of the story and says why he's doing it. For the money.
Is Mel Brooks 100 yet?
Almost.
He might be
I think he's
close.
like 96 or 97.
Damn.
When your son's about to retire, you got to worry. Like I mean, I don't know how old his son is, but Max is old.
Yeah, he's 96.
Oh my!
96.
Max is 96.
Max is 96. So Mel is like 130. It's always fun when an old man plays off how old they are. Like it starts off with he's like, "Hi, and he looks inside his jacket to see his name. He's like, Mel Brooks.
Yeah. That was a good start. I mean, that's the humor you expect from Mel Brooks. So
of course,
you're not expecting other shit. I mean, you want that shit, you go watch that somewhere else. If you're in the mood for some stupid fun with a lot of guest stars that you like, I think it's a good show. Check it out on Hulu.
Anything else, you?
That's all my stuff.
No, I mean, it's been 4 days and I've watched 14 hours of Korean.
The only other thing I watched was I watched the first Creed movie just because I wanted to like watch all the Creed movies.
Was there a quote you wanted to share from that?
Oh, that was the one with the where Michael B. Jordan first runs into Rocky, where Creed first runs into Rocky, and he's like, "Let me get your number," and Rocky says his number, and he just goes running away, and Rocky's like, "Don't you want to write that down?" And Creed's like, I mean, his name's not Creed, his name's Adonis. He's like, "Donnie, don't you want to write that down?" He's like, "Don't worry, man, it's in the cloud." And like Rocky just like looks up in the sky, he's like, which cloud? Like, it was a great kind of like old man not getting technology thing. But Creed 1 is a great movie. It's like over the course of the Rocky movies, like the third best Rocky movie. I haven't seen Creed 2 yet. I'm going to watch that.
I've seen both. Both
saw
of them
Creed 2?
are really good.
I heard Creed 2 wasn't as good, but I'll still watch
I like
it to
2 a
see
lot
it.
because that was. Again,
I think I'm going to Florida this
Which one's
weekend.
Clubber Lang in?
He's in
They
Rocky.
didn't bring him back?
They brought Dolph
They don't bring him
Lundgren's
back at all?
son in this. Maybe he's in the third one. I haven't seen it yet.
What's the one we watched?
Rocky 3.
That was 3. Okay.
And that's Clubber Lang. But then Logan's saying like Rocky 4 has Dolph Lundgren, the
That's
Russian,
the one I saw. Yeah.
and then his son is fighting in
it's the
Creed and
second
Creed 2.
one. Yeah, that one was really good. I saw it in the theater. Yeah.
Okay. I think it was on the History of the World special where somebody said that they were making a 2-bit, like a second grade Michael B. Jordan. It was Michael C. Jordan.
Well, there's already regular
really
Michael
made me
Jordan.
laugh.
Now there's Michael B. Jordan, and
That one's
That'll
funny.
be Michael
The
C.
Michael
Jordan.
C.
Michael
Jordan
C.
joke.
And actually, now that you think about it, like in Airplane 2, is it where there's the poster of like Rocky
Oh yeah, it's like
70 or whatever, and he's a
ridiculous. And he's
90-year-old
like an
man.
old
And I'm like,
man, yeah.
we're not that far away from that. I mean, Creed 3 is like the 10th movie in the Rocky franchise.
wow.
and that's Jonathan Majors, right?
He's
He's the bad guy. He's in everything.
I'm going to
now.
say bad guy. I don't know if
He's
he's a
the
bad
new
guy.
bad guy in
he's the-
Ant-Man, right?
Well, he's
Yep.
in Ant-Man. I saw he just became Dennis Rodman, and they're making a. I don't know if it's a Dennis Rodman movie, but it's
a Dream Team movie.
It's
maybe
like a something in Vegas, and he's playing Dennis Rodman in the movie.
Oh, interesting.
Is it a Dennis Rodman story or is it
I hope it's a
a
Vegas-
Bull
I think it's a
story?
Vegas-
or-
I think it's
story
like
would
a
be cool.
Yeah, I think it's like a Dennis Rodman. I don't know if it's entirely just Dennis Rodman, but it's something with Vegas, and Dennis Rodman is a part of the story somehow. And I just saw he was playing Dennis Rodman.
Well, I think Dennis Rodman owned Vegas from like 1992 to
So
1997.
That's
So,
probably what it is. Yeah.
That's where he was always at. Wasn't he like missing like practices?
Oh,
and stuff
yeah.
well,
like
that Last Dance went into that where Jordan actually had to fly to Vegas and be like, "Get up, we got a game."
Jordan didn't have a problem. He probably laid a few bets down.
Well, he was like, "While I'm
there,
here, while I'm here, I might as well get Dennis.
I'll go get him.
I'll go get him."
Scotty, you sit. You get your rest.
But I guess Scotty probably went right on Spreaker and started looking up our podcast. You can find us there, everywhere you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, everywhere. Get us. Download us, subscribe, rate,
Review.
review.
Like,
That's the other word I was thinking of. And like, yeah. This has been the Exciting and New Podcast. I'm Jason. The Jazoo on Instagram, Jazoo74 on Twitter.
Gonzo 1970 on Twitter, 1970.
I know I messed
I'm
it up
Andy.
on you. I'm sorry.
And I'm Brian, Papa Bad Kitty.
And I'm Logan El Argonzo on
El
Letterboxd.
Argonzo.